I met Robert Gray's work nearly 50 years ago, and it was like waking. I'd have been 16, 17. James Julep, who taught literature at the University of Sydney, but whom I knew from church, read some of my naive and antique-sounding early work and said, "You should read some Robert Gray," which I did. And what I learned was how to write about where I was and with whom, in the idiom of my time and myself, and exactly as it all seemed to me, clean of theory and cliché and abstraction and affectation. I got from Creekwater Journal and Grass Script a lesson in the elegant vernacular, a humble, playful, democratic, dignified, and sensual witness. What I learned was the art of revelation of the world, and of our many selves within it, by seeing and saying things slant, the deft and immemorial simile that are the signature of Robert's poems, the wrecked houses of the paperbarks, the societies of the midges, first stars as delicate as the first mould on bread, the bright crockery days, the horse swinging its wooden face at the flies. I have had the gift also of knowing Robert a little in my writing years, and some of the things he said about craft I've never forgotten. I've loved Robert, and I have seen the world through his seeing, and I have inhabited his metaphors since I first met him in that train carriage heading home in Journey, the North Coast. My poetry is full of images, Robert Gray wrote, because I want to particularize every natural thing that appears. Out of respect, you might say. In my poems, nothing is a symbol for anything else. Everything has its own worth and is presented directly. The overall effect is one of clarity and light, and so it is. Robert Gray's is a poetry we need these divisive and abstracted days, a speaking what is, that is at once humane and ecological, cool and yet formal in its regard for others, dignified and at ease in its skin, both ornate and home-baked, made of love as much for poetry as for the world poetry serves.